So imagine, if you will, just a what-if scenario. What if the story arc of Civil War was not done by Marvel characters, but by Disney characters? This is how my mind works, people. I think we've all kind of... I've just been like, wow! What if it was like that? You see, this is how my mind works sometimes, where I look at an event and be like, what if it went this way? I probably won't be doing this as a segment. I was just like, you know what? This would be fun, because I was really just thinking about the Captain America Civil War movie, and, the lineups that were announced for both sides of the teams, and I was just like, just after I did that video, I was like, you know what? I want to do a vid where instead of it was Marvel characters fighting each other, let's have Disney characters fight each other. So, for the sake of argument, because when I say Disney characters, let's just stick with Disney TV shows. So imagine if all the characters from the Disney TV shows, not the movies, let's leave the movies out of this, got into a civil war. Over what? Who knows? But yeah, let's imagine if there was what if the events of Civil War happened and you had Disney characters instead? Who would be on whose side? Who would be pro-registration and who would be anti-registration? So let's play with that, shall we? So starting off, let's actually be interesting and start with Stark's side. Let's start with pro-registration. Who would be all for pro-registration? First and foremost, Kim Possible. I think Kim would definitely be on the pro-registration side. I think she would look at, superheroes need to be controlled, and myself included. We need to trust the government more. I think she would have that kind of mentality. So I think, Kim would be probably even in charge of the pro-registration team. She might actually be in charge of the pro-registration side. In terms of other characters on the pro-registration side, Gizmo Duck. Yeah, there is no beating around the bush here. Gizmo Duck would so be on pro-registration side. He is such a Boy Scout, and, there's no way he wouldn't be on anti-registration. Gizmo would be on the pro-registration side. In terms of other characters, Dipper. Dipper would totally be on pro-registration. He believes in order. He's a little too trusting of the government at some times, as we saw with those agents. So I think he would be like, yeah, superheroes need to be controlled. So he would be pro-registration. Even though I don't know if you'd call him hero material yet, but yeah, I don't think he would. I don't think, he wouldn't be hero material, but I think he would stand with pro-registration. He would stand with pro-registration. Who else would be pro-registration in terms of these characters? So in terms of other pro-registration characters, I could see maybe Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge, probably. Yeah, he probably would be pro-registration. Launchpad, I don't think Launchpad would be pro-registration. Probably anti. He would be anti-registration. We'll get to anti-registration in a minute. But yeah, I think that in terms of action-y characters, Penn wouldn't be, I don't think he would be pro-registration. Penn from Penn Zero, Part-Time Hero, Penn would probably be anti. Sashi, maybe. Sashi, on the other hand, she might be Sashi would be pro-registration. Boone, maybe not. So, there's a rough idea for, those who would be under pro-registration. In terms of anti-registration, a lot of characters would probably be saying no. Another character who might be under pro-registration would be Marco from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Marco might actually go pro-registration. He's the safe kid. But on the other hand, would he, sacrifice his friendship with Star? It's not like with Dipper, who would be like, yeah, I'm right, you're wrong, and kind of just go pro-registration. He would be, I think Marco's a wild element. I think Marco would stay up with Star. Because Star, there's no controlling Star. She would be anti-registration. So in terms of anti-registration, I could just see, Jake Long, Darkwing Duck, Mabel would not agree with this at all. Star wouldn't agree with this at all. Penn, maybe Boone, depending on where he looks at it. Who else would be anti-registration? You know who would be interesting on and probably might be on the pro-registration side, now that I think about it? Phineas and Ferb. They would be I think they would be pro-registration. And imagine their gadgets at the disposal of, the pro-registration side of the spectrum. Yeah, that's a terrifying thought. So yeah, they Phineas and Ferb together as the Beak would be pro-registration. Who else would be on the side? There's another two for pro-registration. Isabella probably as well as pro-registration. Buford and Baljeet probably would be supporters of the anti-registration. So yeah, another character who would be anti-registration, Jake Long. Jake Long There's no way he would go with the whole idea of registering superheroes. No, thank you. I don't like that. Government making us into soldiers? No, thank you, no. And like I said, Darkwing Duck, Launchpad as well. Darkwing Duck and Launchpad would not be going along with this. They would not be for this idea. In terms of other characters, Seuss and Stan, they wouldn't go along with this. Wendy, I don't know. I don't know where her loyalties would lie. She might... It's kind of like with Marco, where she might go either way in terms of pro or anti. But, yeah. So, all in all, it's... there's so many characters to choose from. I mean, like I said, I even used DuckTales and Darkwing Duck characters in this lineup. What do you think? Yeah. What do you guys think of, in terms of another character who might be... here's a wild one for pro... I can't believe I didn't think of him in the first place. But yeah, here's another character who might, join pro-registration or anti. He would be kind of... I imagine him as kind of the Spider-Man of this little story, of this Disney Civil War. Randy Cunningham. There's another character who we don't know where his loyalties would lie. Because he's one of those characters who could swing pro-registration and just be like, man, this is not what I wanted. I'm going to join the anti-registration. I'm going to join Jake's team. Yeah, that's how I see it. He would be a major player in this whole story. So, yeah. One side you got Kim Possible leading the anti-registration... the pro-registration, excuse me. Yeah, you got Kim Possible leading the pro-registration, and you've got Jake Long leading the anti-registration. And friendships and families are totally destroyed in, just a mindless fight that if I ever wrote this as like a fun what if, it would be a hell of a lot put together better than Civil War, the comic book. Still fingers crossed for, Civil War, the movie. Still backing you, Captain Civil War, but you really gotta make it work. Not just because of the story, but also the amount of characters you are putting in that movie. Dear God! I keep forgetting how many people are gonna be in that fucking movie. It's gonna be it's gonna be way more than Age of Ultron. But yeah, so you guys tell me, if Disney ever did if Disney, hypothetical, and I use this term very well, very strongly, actually, there's the better term. If Disney had one big civil war with all their characters in it, whose side do you think, who would be on whose side? Who would be pro-registration, and who do you think would be anti-registration? Out of all the Disney characters in terms of TV shows. Movies? Yeah, let's leave the movies out to make this a little easier. So I really want to see what teams could you see being formed in terms of pro and anti-registration. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this literally very insane video I just made for the hell of it. I was just like, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm making this movie. This vid. I'm making this vid. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later. I totally forgot the Gargoyles. Oh dear Lord. God, my favorite Disney show of all time, and probably my favorite animated show of all time, and I completely forgot to talk about them in a Disney Civil War. What? Oh, god damn it. I am totally off my game tonight. So yeah, real quick, who would be, where would the Gargoyles stand in terms of pro and anti-registration? Honestly, I think Goliath might well, I don't think Goliath might, Goliath would have to be another character that would be like, where would he stand? But in terms of like Hudson, anti-registration as well, I think Lex would be pro. I think Lexington would be pro-registration. Yeah, I think he would. Brooklyn? Brooklyn seems like another pro. Brooklyn just seems to be another pro. Broadway, probably anti. But yeah, also, of course, Xanatos would be on the pro-registration side. No-brainer there. Demona, of course, she'd be, loving all this, the humans killing each other, and not to mention her enemies. So, yeah. Once again, oh god, I can't believe I forgot them. But yeah, you guys tell me, what characters would be on whose side in terms of a Disney Civil War? But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this incredibly insane video, might I add. But yeah, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.